If you have a Canadian visit visa or have been approved for one, then this video is for you. Well, I'm not sure if you have heard, but a lot of people are arriving at the Canadian airports and facing serious issues if they are visiting Canada on a visitor visa. What is happening is a lot of these people, when they are questioned, when they are interviewed by the border officer, they are not able to answer the questions to the satisfaction of the officer, therefore resulting in some very serious actions. If the border officer is not satisfied, then the border officer can obviously send these people back or give them an option to file for a claim as a refugee, provided, of course, you have a serious issue in case where you are running away from persecution or you have a threat to your life or there are some very serious issues in the background, which basically means you can't go back to your home country. But these issues are creating lots of challenges for people who are coming to Canada. So if you are a person who is looking to arrive in Canada as a visitor, then please watch this video till the end so that you understand what you need to be prepared for. First of all, having a visit visa on your passport, that does not mean that you have a right to be allowed entry into Canada. All that means is that the documents that you have provided has established that you may be a person who may be allowed entry into Canada as a visitor. The final decision on whether you should be allowed to come to Canada or not is made by the border officer at the port of entry. That border officer needs to be convinced that your purpose, your primary purpose of coming to Canada is that of temporary residence, means you are just visiting, just like what you have said in your application. And in order to establish this, the border officer may ask you several questions. For example, the purpose of your visit, the duration of your visit, who are you going to be visiting, what is your itinerary going to look like, what do you do, what kind of income do you have, what kind of finances do you have, when are you planning to go back, which country will you be going back to, which country are you coming to Canada from, can you show us some pictures, can you show us some proof, can you provide us with the address or the contact details of the person who you're going to be staying with, where are you going to be staying. So you see, all of these questions are meant to give the border officer an indication of whether you are a genuine visitor or you are somebody who is just trying to use this opportunity to come to Canada illegally and then be and work here illegally. This is the primary concern that the border officer has. So therefore, if you are a person who is coming to Canada on a visit visa or coming to Canada with the primary intention of visiting, then this is what you should be doing. You should have a detailed itinerary. When are you arriving, who you will be visiting, where you will be traveling to, which all places will you be visiting, all of that should be documented. You can have it on your phone or you could have it on a piece of paper. You should have complete contact details or references of the person who you're going to be staying with. For example, if you're staying with your friends and family, then of course, please have their names, phone numbers, addresses ready with you. If you're staying at an Airbnb, then of course, have the host's name or details if you have them, or the exact address that you'll be staying in. If of course you're staying in a hotel, then also have your reservations available with you if you need to show them. If you're arriving from a different country and if you are visiting the different country, for example, if you're coming from the US and let's say you were visiting US, you were on a holiday, had you taken pictures? Do you have some pictures? Do you have some proof to say that you were actually visiting, you were on a holiday? Because that establishes you to be a bona fide visitor. If you're coming to Canada on a business visit, then please have contact details of the person who you'll be visiting, the company you will be visiting, and of course also the details of where you will be staying in Canada. Another thing that you may be asked is the proof of finances. Do you have sufficient finances? Be prepared to show the funds availability in form of credit cards, in form of bank accounts, in form of statements if you have them. When are you going to be returning back? Do you have a copy of a return ticket? Very recently, I was made aware that one person who came to Canada, when he was asked for a return ticket, this person showed a dummy ticket. And the border officer went to the back office and checked the validity of the ticket and realized it was a dummy ticket. Now, this is a very serious issue. This basically means you have now presented an inappropriate document to the visa officer to make your claim, which lands you into serious trouble. Now, in this situation, the person's visa was cancelled and he was sent back. But this could also be seen as misrepresentation because you are now trying to mislead and provide material information which can mislead the officer. Therefore, please be very careful when you're providing your return ticket. Try and obviously give them either an itinerary, a date. If you don't have a ticket, you can say you're planning to buy one, but then be prepared to buy one if the officer insists, or absolutely have an actual valid return ticket to go back to your country. Another thing to bear in mind is that I know a lot of people come to Canada probably to look for jobs, or if they would find an opportunity. Now, there is no problem in looking for a job. There is a very big problem if you actually start working illegally. Therefore, if you have any of those things on your phone or on your emails, please be very careful, because the border officer may ask you for your phone, may go through your phone in the secondary investigation, if at all that happens to you. And if any such information is found on you in your person, then again, you can land into some very serious trouble there as well. Therefore, I would never recommend that you carry your original certificates, college degrees, resumes in your luggage or in your handbag, because that never gives a good impression. So overall, you now have an idea as to what the visa officer is looking for when you arrive in Canada as a visitor. I hope this helps you prepare your arrival into Canada. And while you're here, have a good stay.